Coming up on Mobile Learning in the Classroom, games and cognition. Hi, my name is Trainin, and this is Mobile Learning in the Classroom from TechEdge, and today I want to talk about some of the opportunities to talk about gaming and to use gaming in the classroom to improve cognition. And there are lots of ways to do that, and we know that games, while we don't want kids playing games necessarily while they're in our classroom. We want them to learn. You can learn from games, but it's not always the learning we want to have in our classroom. But what I think that we can do as teachers is bring games into our classroom based on what our kids are already playing. And there are a few ideas around that, and in the background I've got Minecraft, and I'm a big fan of Minecraft for a variety of reasons, and I've actually used Minecraft in multiple ways as a way to observe and to talk to kids about what's effective and not effective and what they're learning when they're doing things. And Minecraft is just an example. I think you can learn from any game, even games that we wouldn't actually want kids to play necessarily in our classroom, that are not educational in any way, but there's still a lot to learn from them. And the first thing is to really talk to kids about how they got good at a specific game. So if you talk to a child who loves a specific game and is really good at it, you can start asking questions, because what's hiding behind any child becoming really good at a game is a lot of practice and persistence. And this is something that we can use to leverage discussion about reading or learning of anything really in the classroom, is the fact that it takes practice, it takes persistence to be good at that. So if you take a few hours to learn a new game and to be really good at it, you should probably do the same thing when you're trying to get better at reading or math or anything else. So that's one of those things that is really easy to transfer and to help kids realize how that actually can impact their learning and their success in the classroom. The second thing, and this is something you see a lot when kids play Minecraft, especially when multiple kids play together in the same space, trying to collaborate and do some work effectively, is actually to talk about citizenship. Is if each one of you is building in their own area, how do you negotiate the rules? How do you not steal from each other? And what are the rules so everybody can be happy and productive in that game space? So a discussion about citizenship in general and digital citizenship more specifically is actually really, really good. You can also, again, not necessarily happening in a classroom, but if kids are playing a lot of games where they actually interact with teammates, there are a lot of discussions that aren't necessarily positive. There are a lot of inappropriate language being used. And again, I'm not promoting this in the classroom, but I am promoting, let's have a discussion about it and talk about how does it feel, how does a citizen behave, how do we make these things better, and how do we contribute to these groups. It's a great conversations to have. While we're talking about teaming together, especially in games when kids are supposed to collaborate towards achieving a goal, really thinking about team play and how do you divide roles and how different people take leadership or relinquish leadership and let somebody else lead for a while. How do they reach agreement? Lots of games where kids play in teams and each one of their characters have different sets of abilities, and the teams that tend to win are well balanced. So how do you join a team and stay balanced even though that's not your favorite character is another good way to think about teamwork and how do we do a give and take across time, still be and have fun and be the best that we can be, but also contribute to a team. A great exercise for writing and for practicing programming or thinking about giving directions, which is in some ways an intro to programming, is a way to think about how one child guide somebody else through a game. So create a tutorial or actually walk somebody through the game. What do they need to know? What actions do they need? And kids are exposed to a lot of games, so this is an opportunity. A lot of them also watch a lot of YouTube videos about games, and so they have some examples of how one might walk others through a game and make it both fun and informative. And of course, maybe the biggest benefit is talking about problem solving. So what was hardest for you and how did you solve that problem? Some of it is persistence. Some of it is just thinking creatively and finding another way to solve the problem, but it's really spending some time thinking and spending some time practicing. So you're getting both benefits there as kids talk about gaming. And finally, if kids get really good at a game, they might experience the idea of flow, that idea of that you're really in the game, you're with the game, and you're performing really, really well in real time without having to think too much. And again, that's a great analog to talk to kids about what they should be experiencing once they get really good at whatever they're learning, whether it's music or reading or writing or doing math. There's a point where you get to that point of flow. It doesn't mean that it's not hard, but it means that it's just this continuous experience that is really powerful. And so for them to know what it feels like and to know what they're seeking is really, really powerful. So today on Mobile Learning in the Classroom, I really try to explore how games merge with cognition and how we can use games to talk to kids about different aspects of their cognition. And I'll see you next time on Mobile Learning in the Classroom.